You've been doing the hard work of studying books carefully, keeping track of what's happening in the story, getting to know the characters in the story, learning lessons from the characters. I think you may be ready to kick it up a notch and take on some new challenges. Are you up for it? This is really advanced, fancy, sophisticated work. Today I'm going to teach you that readers don't just read books. Readers don't just think about characters and life lessons. Readers also compare and contrast books. They think, what's the same and what's different? I'm going to show you a fancy grown-up way to compare and contrast two things. Then you can do the work of comparing and contrasting two books. First, you start with two things that are kind of sort of alike. Let's compare these shoes. After we find two things that are kind of sort of alike, we can think, how were these the same? How were they different? So what do you think? How are these shoes the same? How are they different? These shoes are the same because both have a place for toes and a heel. You can step inside both of them. Now let's think of ways that these shoes are different. One is pink, the other is blue. One is small, the other is large. Readers do the same work when they think about two books that are kind of sort of the same. Ready to give it a try? Look over two books that you could compare and contrast. You'll want to be able to say, these are kind of the same. You want to think first about things that are the same to compare the two books. Then, think what's different to contrast the books. Maybe discussing ways that the characters are the same. Both characters live in a house in a small town. Both characters like solving mysteries. Both characters spend lots of time with their pets. Now think, what's different? As you move on and read new books today, think back to the stories you've already read to compare and contrast what happens, how characters feel and behave, how the story ends. If you notice things that feel the same, you might mark those pages with a Post-it to share them. Then you can do the same with things that are different. Let's add this strategy to our chart. Readers learn lessons. We're going to add compare and contrast books. What's the same? What's different? So today, I want you to think of two books that you can compare and contrast. And I want you to post a seesaw, some things that are alike in the two books and some things that are different in the two books. If you give me two things that are alike and two things that are different, that would be amazing. Have fun comparing and contrasting two books. Have a great day. I can't wait to see your post.